Hi, it's Thad at Willowway Nurseries here in Avon, Ohio. We're in the last week of October here and wanted to talk a little bit about fall. We got lots of great trees with fall color, and really fall is really what you think about is fall color in a lot of the shade trees. But it's a great time to plant this time of year. Couple reasons. One is it's cooler out. There's usually adequate moisture. We get through these dry periods like we had in Avon here. Now we're kind of getting in more frequent rains. It's cooler, so the moisture doesn't go away as quickly. And the roots are really going to grow on these trees until the ground freezes around them, which could be into December. So it's a great time to put some landscape plants in and really continue on and really selling the point that plants are still going to continue to grow for at least a month or more. So great plant to establish, then you get that great better growth in spring. You don't have that transplant shock, and lessen the watering and maintenance in spring as well. Another thing I wanted to talk about today in the video was a little bit about changing color of the plants. So we talked about fall color. This is Ruby Slipper, really nice fall color. It's pretty normal for plants to get different colors in fall color, but then you've got things like boxwood you normally think of as a nice glossy green. Some of the varieties of boxwood will kind of get this bronzing look to it. And that's just normal. That's that winter color that they're going to get with it. Also, there's some seasonal with evergreens as well. We'll look at a little bit of that, where you're going to see some yellowing of the interior needles. Depending on how many years it is, 2 to 4 years, typically you'll have interior needle loss in evergreens. If you're losing the tip ones, that's more of a signal that you've got an issue. But if you're losing the inside ones this time of year, like white pine's notorious for yellowing out inside and dropping a whole bunch of needles. And lots of people over the years have asked me if that's an issue with health or moisture or things like that. It's really not. That's just a normal shedding of those interior needles. So you do want to make sure you're looking at that and understanding where the needle loss is coming from. I wanted to talk a little bit about the seasonal needle drop in evergreens. As you can see here, we got a really nice green giant, new growth coming. But you can see down inside here, you can see they're dropping some needles. And that's pretty normal on the inside. You're going to get that in various amounts. White pine, these aren't showing as much, but you can see they've already dropped some needles that are down in here. So you're going to get some of that needle drop and loss that are in here. So it's a real important thing to understand and realize that it's a normal process. And again, if it's out on the tips, that's something different. You need to look at that a little bit different. Is it a disease? Is it drought stress? Are there a number of things going on there? It also is really important this time of year to make sure you're watering evergreens regularly. They use a lot of water to get through the winter. Because they don't drop all their needles, what happens is they have a higher demand for water. And then you want to get on it early in the season again as well. Hi, it's Thad at Willowway. We're out in our field. We're finally digging after we got adequate moisture, so we could dig at the end of last week. So we're digging maples here, as you can see. Our red boss spade is going in the ground real nice. He's going to pull the tree up. You've never seen the process of digging. And we're going to trim some of the roots that maybe came through. Shouldn't be a lot, so you'll just check it. And you've got the burlap and the wire basket over there. Bottom, we're a little sandy here, so you'll see a little sand come out. But we want to kind of, that's an over dig a little bit. So we want to be able to make sure we got good bottom on there. You'll put it in the basket. Sometimes put a little bit of dirt back in. And then the basket setter, what he'll be doing is making sure the tree gets in there nice and even. He pulls it as he pulls the blades out. We open up and come away from it. See, then he'll open up the gate and come around, and we repeat the process. There's multiple people on one of these digging crews, and as you can see, he'll shave the top of the ball, taking some of the hips off it, what I call the hips, or the edges of it, make it so it's nice. They'll pull the burlap up real nice and tight. As they go, they put a piece of burlap on the top there, and as you can see, what that does is they'll tie the top, but see how they pull it really nice and taut. We want a really high quality package with fall burlap material. They do an excellent job, and it should look real clean and nice as they get done here. So Then the next process is star tying and crimping. So here is the process of star tying. This is the real critical process with balled and burlap material. As you can see, he's putting it through. This is where the basket and the tree kind of come together to support. And that's really what we want out of this. There's different way, people use different products. We're using a 3-ply sessile. It's a type of twine. I've seen people use strapping and other things. I prefer something like this or a treated sessile 3-ply because they rot away relatively quickly. This is only meant for about a year when they're like this. Otherwise, you have to retie it. But as you can see, what he's doing is trying to get everything really, really tight so that the tree is stabilized in the middle and doesn't move around or rock, which would tear up more of the roots and actually be detrimental to the health of the tree. So, guy is doing an excellent job with trimming this or tying it up. And as you can see, now he's going to come back through and he's going to crimp the top. And what that does is put just an extra little bit of tautness on the twine itself. He's got the sides all already crimped, as you can see. And so, what's real important is these things should be really, when you get them, they should be fairly tight. And you should see crimping through the plant itself. So, it's also important, as you saw back a little bit, they were trimming a little bit off the top and the sides. We want that root flare to be showing at the top of the ball when you take the burlap off. That's really critical as well. Yeah, so we're just starting our fall dig here. If you've got trees that you're interested in, please reach out to your salesperson, and we'd be happy to look at what we can do for you. We've got lots of nice trees here in the field. We've also had people looking at stuff for spring bookings, so from our field as well.